Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 14, the finale, Haven's Fate. Now obviously I'm still a full volume behind all of you, but I'm still pretty excited for this because I don't really have much of an idea from this point. Anything that I was already spoiled on came before the finale to do with this volume. Like Weiss being stabbed, Raven defeating Cinder, all that kind of thing. That's got nothing to do with this episode, and it's a long one. This is like a full half hour maybe, or close to it. I think it's because of the long credits, but still. I actually don't know anything about how this ends up, so this is going to be interesting because this particular chapter will be 100% blind, which is a good thing. Obviously, I know some things that were posted to do with Volume 6, but I don't think that's going to affect this, the events specifically happening in this, so it's no big deal right now. So yeah, Haven's Fate, obviously. I think it's safe to say that the good guys are winning. Like, things have just gone so wrong for the bad guys this time around, including what happened to Cinder. I don't think she's... yeah, I know she's not dead. So yeah, Haven's fate can only mean that its fate is that it survives, and Yang is probably going to talk Raven out of going for the relic, or if she has to beat her away, you know, show her with strength, as Raven might respect. Maybe that kind of deal. But though it's going to be harder because she's only got one arm right now. So it makes me think this is going to be more of a talk no jutsu moment. But if they do it well, then I won't complain. Yeah, we've got Emerald and Mercury to deal with. I don't know what Leo's doing right now. I think Oscar knocked him out. I think Oscar Osborne knocked him out, but I can't swear to it. I've taken a bit of a break to recharge, get something to eat, hydrate and stuff, because I didn't want to jump straight into such a long chapter. I want to give myself a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a breather. Now I'm back, and I think I'm ready. Whatever this is going to throw at me, it had better get it over with. We shall start right now. Oh.
Ceasefire immediately.
Yeah, they're pretty busted right now. This is a township rebellion. Nice.
Thank you.
I'm going to make you regret ever coming back.
More police are on their way, Adam. Huntsman
He's
too.
become so unhinged.
Still too afraid to face me on your own.
I'm here for Haven, not you.
Ah, you don't matter anymore. Oh, that's the last thing an abusive ex wants to hear.
You are still afraid, and you should be. I've made powerful friends while you've been away.
Oh yeah? Where?
Tell me, does Blake make all of her classmates fight for her?
Nah, it's a
No, she inspires them to fight for her. There's a big difference.
Have such great friends. There doesn't seem to be a lot of people here willing to fight for you.
Adam got thoroughly wrecked.
You can try and make me regret coming here, Adam. But honestly, I've got more important things to deal with.
Burned! He cannot take that. For so long he's gotten off on being her ultimate fear.
Son, wait!
But he's getting away. We could take him.
No, we can't. He wants to lure us away so he can pick us off. We need to protect the school and the people here.
I love this new mature Blake. It's great. She's such a far cry from the frightened kitten, literally, that she was in Volume 3.
We all need help sometimes.
Oh, I'm so pleased that she shut him down like that.
Be careful.
No promises.
I'm Scrappy, what do you want?
You guys okay?
Surviving.
I don't know how that big guy's still standing. He recharges his aura faster than I've ever seen.
He's sheer willpower.
We just need to get him to his limit.
But then what if he activates the limit break? Okay, Leo is still conscious, okay. Yeah!
Are you hurt? No.
Not anymore.
I just remember you being more of the quiet one.
Not today.
All right. Well, what's the plan, Ruby?
You always have one.
You've got to be kidding me.
Again, that Call of Duty Zombies roar. I swear that's just ripped straight from the game. Then I expect to hear, "Fetch me their souls."
So you can believe me when I say this wasn't personal.
You opened the vault.
Thanks to the chaos you and your friends caused upstairs. I knew you could handle it. You're my daughter, after all.
Crow and Oz told me how the maiden powers were transferred. The girl you found. She would have had to have trusted you if you were in her final thoughts. Cared about you a lot.
I'm sure they told you plenty, and you just sat and obeyed.
No. I'm starting to ask questions like you said. So tell me, what happened to the last Spring Maiden?
Oh, yeah, that's
Did she die in
interesting.
battle? Was it sickness?
What does it matter to you?
I could already see the answer. It's all over your face. How could you?
Murder.
Scared when we found her. Weak. No matter how much training I put her through, she never learned. She wasn't cut out for this world. And with those powers, she would have been hunted her entire life. What I did
Wasn't personal.
it was mercy.
Which is it, Mom?
Wow,
Are you
okay.
merciful? Or are you a survivor? Did you let me walk into that trap because you knew I could handle it? Or because it meant you could get what you wanted?
It's not that simple. You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. The choices
That's
I've had
actually
to make.
really dark.
You're right. I don't know you. I only know the Raven Dad told me about.
R.I.P.
She's
previous
troubled
maiden.
and complicated. But she fought for what she believed in, whether it was her team or her tribe. Did you kill her too?
I've stared death in the face over and over again, and every time I've spat in that face and survived because I'm strong enough to do what others won't.
Oh, shut up! You don't know the first thing about strength. You turn your back on people. You run away when things get too hard. You put others in harm's way instead of yourself. You might be powerful, but that doesn't make you strong.
Ah,
You think you
the
are
difference.
lecturing me, standing there shaking like a scared little girl.
Yeah, I'm scared. But I'm still standing here.
That's called courage.
I'm not like you. I won't run. Which is why you're going to give me the relic.
And why would I?
Because you're afraid of Salem! And if you thought having maiden powers put a target on your back, imagine what she'll do when she finds out you have a relic.
That is a damn good point, actually.
She'll come after you with everything she has. Or she could come after me,
Wow, frame it
And I'll
as that
wait.
way around.
waiting for her.
What a way to frame it, Yang. That's actually genius.
You don't want to do this, Yang.
Nope. but I'm gonna do it anyway.
That makes Yang truly strong. It's courage.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Me too.
Oh, that was kind of nice. And obviously this creaks open a slight doorway to Raven Redemption, but she's got a marathon to go. Like, if it's possible at all, she's got like a 4-volume trek ahead of her to undo all that murder. But who knows, maybe she could be like a Vegeta. Because Vegeta slaughtered lots of people. Like, he blew up planets and everything. Yet he became a part of the main squad, so anything can happen if you, like, spin it well enough. But no, I think this creaks open the door to those two making up for real. Even if they're not on the same side, technically. Congratulations, Yang. You now control one of the great powers. No, I doubt she knows how to use it. She just has the container or whatever. I'm satisfied with how that Raven shindig turned out.
And where might you be going?
Your Grace. I was just looking for something.
Leonardo, do you have something you wish to tell me?
Shit's fucked, yo.
She altered the plan. Huntsman showed up here. Crow. Several students. One with the silver eyes. The White Fang attack. It was stopped. I don't know that they'll be able to recover the relic. Your Grace, I can still be of assistance. If I leave now, I can avoid the authorities and come find you. I'll do whatever it takes. Your Grace.
He was at least smart enough to know that that was an ominous silence.
Please, ma'am. I'll do anything. I can still be useful. Please! Please! Please!
Okay, I was like pausing for a moment because I was like, are they going to go through with it? Or was he going to be saved? But yeah, I suppose that...
That's enough! Just give up.
Yeah, it's kind of fitting, kind of.
It's not over. Cinder will come back. She'll have the relic, and she'll stop all
Oh,
of you.
Emerald.
She won't let us down.
But as Crow said, that thing with getting the Huntsman killed's probably what sealed his fate karmatically. Oh! Yes, and as I was saying in the previous chapter, what are Emerald and Mercury going to do without Cinder?
Yang.
Yeah, her fighting spirit is completely gone.
Emerald, get up. We need to go. Emerald.
Oh, I see. Salem's gonna interfere, and that's how they escape. Okay. That is cool. That looks badass. Excuse you?
What was that?
An illusion. But an accurate one.
Oh, Emerald, right.
That was Salem.
I didn't think she'd do such an elaborate illusion. I thought that she was about to try and then got interrupted by the real Salem. Okay, that makes a lot more sense that Emerald... Well done, Emerald! That was creepy! That was a little too effective. Like, you're way too good at that.
The police rounded up the remaining White Fang members. Haven is safe.
Unfortunately,
except
it
Adam.
appears that Adam escaped.
It's okay. He was the only one to escape tonight. Those in the White Fang that followed him won't support a leader that abandons his people. He won't have their help after this.
So who's the next leader of the White Fang?
And the White Fang will be left divided.
We've been fighting amongst ourselves for too long. Perhaps it's time for a new brotherhood. A new family for Fauna's truly working towards a better world.
Okay.
And they'll need a new leader.
Huh?
Yeah, go meet. So interesting, Gira's gonna become leader again of this new branch.
What happened?
I don't know exactly. When I got down there, Cinder was gone. And Vernal was dead.
And Raven?
Gone.
Well, we're all glad you're still here, Firecracker.
Firecracker!
Are you okay?
Well, this was very draining, Weiss.
Asking you guys.
I see those blood stains.
So Blake, what are you doing here?
I was gonna ask you three the same thing.
Yeah, Blake came here for Haven.
Long story.
Well,
what a coincidence, eh?
I'm not going anywhere.
That's all that matters. That we're all here together. Right?
Oh yeah, where's your arm? It popped off, but you need to find it again.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know how, but we did it, Oz. You okay?
I'm alright.
Because Raven's more of a softie than she'd like to admit.
He's resting. Too much energy fighting.
Oh, hey, don't strain yourself.
No. He had a message.
Really?
We must get the lamp to Atlas.
Okay, so the next destination's Atlas. Does that mean that the final destination will be in Vacuo? Because obviously something needs to happen at the site of all four relics. I see what kind of ending this was going for. Yeah, I like it. I shall see you guys after the credits. Welcome back. Oh! I see. Yeah, okay. I see. So, basically in Volume 6, Raven is going to interact with Tai Yang in some capacity. I wonder if she's going to get back together with him. That would be hilarious. But I somehow don't think that's going to happen. She's just going to, like, clear the air with him or something and bring up how she met Yang. But... okay, yeah, I quite like how that wrapped up. Adam's not caught, which was my main fear. I'm glad that he got away. So he lives to be a threat another day, and pretty satisfied with Blake's reunion, because she's like, I'm not going anywhere. Like showing her development and stuff, that's great. What else happened? Let me just skip around here.
I'm cut out for this.
Oh yeah, I really liked the way that Yang talked her mother down. It didn't feel forced or hammy to me. I think where the characters were at that point in time, that was a natural conversation. I was satisfied with that. Thought it was interesting how she basically pointed out the flaws in Raven's thinking and how power doesn't equal strength. You know, they're not necessarily an equal thing. Yang has the true strength, which is courage. Like, yeah, I'm terrified, but I'm here. Just like John, like, they're true heroes. Like, that courage, you just can't replace it. It's the most important thing. Like, Izuku Midoriya's courage, you know. It's entirely that kind of thing, and that's why they're truly strong, which is why All Might thought, hey, this kid deserves my power. Like, because he's, as Steven Universe would say, strong in the right way. In the real way. Yeah, somebody should make a music video, if they haven't already, of RWBY with that Steven Universe song, just because of the themes that have been brought up. That Yang's strong in the real way compared to Raven. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff there. Something that really caught me off guard though was Emerald Semblance making such a scary vision. Like, at first I thought she actually appeared and she was like overwhelming them so that she could swipe the people away. Like, I thought it was a distraction tactic from Salem herself. But no, should have known that I should have known that Emerald looking like she was going to do something, then that appearing should have been linked. But for some reason I thought she looked like she got interrupted because of the upset state she was in, and now she seemed to gasp about something. That completely threw me off. So I was a bit terrified because I thought that was actually Salem. Oh my. Yeah, so a pretty brutal death for Leo. They like off-screened it, but you definitely heard him getting impaled a bunch of times by those tipped tendrils. It kind of reminds me of when Ellie killed David in The Last of Us, and the most brutal damage was off-screened because you got all you needed from the sound effects. It was kind of like that. And yeah, while I did expect that he would like at least be arrested or something, it also doesn't surprise me that he ended up dying because of the awful things he had to allow due to his own cowardice. So it's like he brought it on himself, but at the same time you can understand why he did it. So I think he is more of a tragic case. Like, you don't necessarily feel bad for the karma of it. You feel bad because, hey, that's a shitty way to go, man, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, story-wise, he probably had to go. Like, even if he wasn't a bad guy at heart, he was just a gutless coward. Like, and those people exist. And, you know, for some people, the fear of death is worse than, you know, the fear of death overpowers your sense of morality. Like, that's how a lot of people bring themselves to commit atrocities during wartime and stuff. It's a very difficult subject. So you can go either way on whether you feel good or bad about Leo dying, but it is what it is, and it was pretty fitting that his master turned on him. Like, he should have known, really, that this would eventually happen, that he couldn't beg his way out of a situation once something went wrong. Like, so it was kind of on him, but at the same time, I do feel a little bit of sympathy. That's all I'm saying. Oh, wow, but yeah, not really much else to say. This was very much wrap-up. There wasn't much else epic happening in this other than the emotions in Yang v Raven. It was mainly just reunions and rap party and everything like that, and I thought it was good. Volume 5 as a whole, I will say that based on story, I think Volume 3 is still my favourite, because I liked how the serious plot elements intertwined with the tournament and created this whole mystery build-up layer upon layer, and then everything started unravelling in a chain, and like events flowed naturally from one fight to the other as the chaos spread, and then led to the big tragic event and wrap up at the end. I thought that whole volume was paced perfectly, and the action was delivered perfectly, and like volume 3 for me was the perfect volume of RWBY. Like, it had everything you could want. It had the silliness, the character interactions, the fight choreography was still there. You know, that was when the animation took the last big jump up before they switched how they make the show. And I don't know, the way the serious mode of the story like had an obvious overdrive point and then just started happening. I thought that whole volume just works as a piece of entertainment. Like, nothing's really been able to match it since, especially because we've had to get used to a new style of animation, but I would give the edge to Volume 4, I think. Volume 5 was still really good for me, especially with these last few chapters, especially with Raven's fights and stuff, but I think Volume 4 had a little bit more in the emotional stakes department for me, because RWBY's letter at the very end made me tear up. I was genuinely worried for Crow and the poison incident. The Tyrion fight was very well choreographed. You know, little things like that, Weiss's drama with her father and escaping him, like, I felt like that volume had a lot more reward for me, emotionally and entertainment-wise, especially that Nuka-Levi fight. Like, for what little we got, that was actually really damn cool, and the design was excellent. I know it was based on the actual Nuka-Levi, but they still did a great job converting it to Grim form. Yeah, I don't even mind the fight on the ship. Like I said in the previous chapter, like, I don't give a shit if it was like, oh, it's not that good in camera work and choreography, oh, it looks like they're flying in midair. This is anime, dudes. Like, there's gonna be some unbelievable shit happening. Like, this is made in the style of anime. Like, you're gonna have people hanging in the air with enough time to call out attacks and stuff. That's just a trope. That's how it goes. That's like a staple of the genre. That's nothing. That's nothing. That fight was great. Yeah, Volume 4 was packed with a lot more fights than most people remember, and there was plenty of nice drama in it, and this volume was more... I know Volume 4 had a whole episode of Crow dumping exposition on everyone at the campfire, but I feel like this volume as a whole had more exposition stretched over it, and people sat talking with each other, so... this was kind of a Star Wars sort of volume, like prequel-wise, and I don't mean that in a bad way towards RWBY. I mean that this was a lot of plot discussion rather than plot engagement. Like, there was one thing that we already knew was going to happen from the end of Volume 4, which was the attack on Haven, and that's pretty much all we got. Like, and I'm fine with that, because along the way we got to drag along all the, like, bystanding character threads. Like, Blake got her to turn and come back, Ilya got her to reform and then come along, Adam, we solved the problem with him for now, White Fang, they go away, you know, things like that. Like Raven, oh, that's been addressed, Yang met her, and they've had a little bit of a heart-to-heart, more to be continued on that, and Raven went away. Like, this volume was pretty good at doing some knot tying for some of the loose threads, and that's fine. Especially because we did get some decent fights, like Weiss versus that Queen Lancer. And then she even turned it into a summoning. That was a really cool connection. And of course, we had Raven with a badass fight against Cinder, so there's really not a lot to complain about. I just would put a hierarchy of volume 3, 4, and then 5, but 4 and 5 are almost an equal sign, if that makes sense. Like, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. And since people are saying, oh, volume 6 is a return to form, oh, I'm actually enjoying volume 6, then I can only assume it might be my new favourite volume, because if I can take a look at one of the most disliked volumes in the fandom, volume 5, and come out of it thinking, what was all the fuss about? Then I think that's a damn good sign that I'm going to really enjoy what's coming. Yeah, so on that note, yeah, having a fun time. I will start and finish RWBY Volume 6 as soon as I feasibly can, and yeah, I shall see you guys next time.